Good day, beautiful family. Good day and welcome. I am Tuesday May Thomas, and this is my weekly live stream. And this week we are popping in to our 4DT Ask Me Anything, where I channel your higher self. Now let's go ahead and catch up on Instagram. So excited. Blessings and welcome, dear family. I am Tuesday May Thomas, and this is my weekly live stream, 4D Trinity. And this week we are venturing into Ask Me Anything land, where I channel your higher self for the highest good and offer you divine gifts, divine illuminations from your higher self for your path to serve your spiritual growth and your sovereignty. Everything channeled here and done is for the highest good of all, your highest good especially. You will be asking a question. I will be tapping into your higher self and offering the divine blessings and downloads that come. Thank you for being here. So if you do have a question, you can place it in the comments, either at Instagram or here on YouTube. And it is an interesting time here. Many people are seeking a union with their higher self. Many people are seeking to know who they are outside of their normal 9-to-5 circumstances, outside of the paradigms that created the scaffolding for their life before life for many people changed in this last year. So what's happened, right, is that a lot of ideas, a lot of things that we were working towards or manifesting, co-creating with the universe have either come crumbling down or are being challenged in many big and powerful ways. And it's up to us to remember who we are, find the courage to face our demons, to face our dark side, and to venture with that light in our heart into the truth of self. Okay, so this is massive, big time. And depending on the amount of work you've done into venturing into connecting with higher self and being as one with your higher self, this could be pretty challenging. So I have been guided to facilitate a full moon that here in the States is going to be April 26th, Monday night at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. It's going to be by donation at my Instagram. So if you're on YouTube, go ahead and follow me on Instagram. Later, I'll come back and put my links down below. But it is my full name, Tuesday May Thomas, at Instagram. So yeah, we'll be doing a guided meditation there, open to everyone by donation, whereby you will have the opportunity to link and connect consciously with your higher self. And so then be linked, be able to have those downloads of intuitive vision, of intuitive clairaudience, of hearing, of sensing, of feeling, of gaining a much larger picture to what it is that your destiny is here in this world, in this life. So again, if you do have a question, if you're just hopping on and hanging out, I thank you and I welcome you. If you do have a question for me today, at any time, feel free to type it into the comments, either on Insta or here on YouTube. And now I'm just going to keep talking about the higher self for now, until I get some questions. Boogaboo, are you here? Do you know what? I had a download. And now that you're here, that is you. I am guided to ask you, but I don't know about your schedule because you're over there in a different part of the world. But I'm guided to ask you if you wanted to sit and facilitate with me the Bija mantras for the half an hour before the guided higher self meditation, full moon, April 26th. It'll be 5:30 my time in Cali. So if you're down, you know what? I got a download of that in meditation. You're here, but I don't know if you're going to be busy. So if you want to lock it down, I would be so stoked. And then I'll put up some little flyers or posts about it. Yes. Oh my gosh. Okay. So that's it, fam. It's going to happen Monday, 26th of April for our full moon. We're going to have our higher self guided meditation by donation here on Instagram. And before that, 5:30 to 6, myself and Will join forces on Instagram. We'll go live and we'll do a guided seated. Well, you could stand. Bija mantra meditation to get all the juices flowing. So that's going to be awesome. Thank you, Will. I'm very excited because I know we've been talking about that for a long time. So I'm excited that we get to put that energy together for that full moon. Oh, yes. So listening to higher self now, and it is interesting, this idea of destiny. Again, if you have a question, feel free to leave it in the comments. This idea of destiny, though, right, is a very interesting one, because there's a sense of, in the spiritual community, that we choose, before we come in, that we choose our lessons, we choose our parents, we choose all sorts of stuff. We choose basically our curriculum. Right? What is it called? Marianne Williamson calls it something really divine, our individualized curriculum, right? We choose it to a fashion, as many people believe that in the spiritual realm, and we choose, sort of the highs and the lows, the challenges, the karmas, the lessons that we will be with. And then that, and now I'm not officially saying this as written in stone, because I may change my mind. But apparently, this is what our destiny is all about. It's about those plans that we make for ourselves before even being in this body, in this life, on this planet, this time around. And it's the accumulation of all of those lessons or karmas or things that we've chosen to be with throughout many lifetimes that then accumulate if we don't hit the mark, right? If we don't get that, don't really sort of slam dunk it and get it in the pocket the way that we know in our true heart of hearts we can, then we might come back and hit that slot again. But on a very basic level, we can imagine that the plans that we've made for ourselves in this lifetime, that's then the idea, which is, remember, it's all matrix, it's all stories, but that this then is that aspect of destiny. Now, you can throw it out the window with all your bills and your taxes and create from scratch when you come here. It doesn't mean that there won't be some subconscious, niggling and pulling at your awakenings and awareness as you go. Yet nothing is set in stone, right? And that's one thing that we continually come back to here, especially as we learn how to abide in the heart center. We come into the now moment, which is free of timelines, where we can actually scoot about and move about through our Taurus consciousness, in and out and through timelines and dimensions, really on an invisible nature. And that's when we get deeper into healing our lives and understanding how to apply metaphysics into our lives. And it's not that we do that to do it. It's just that it's a natural byproduct that happens from levity, from gaining that fourth dimensional consciousness access, that interdimensional shift in the heart, where we step out of time more and more often, and we are not residing in the matrix, in this world, in the way that the collective is reacting, responding, speaking, thinking, etc. Okay. So, and there's no judgment and there's no right or wrong. It's just that there's another way to do things, right? There's another way to do things, another way to think about things, to see things. And that's what we're all about here. And how do we see things and do things? It's all through the lens of the heart. Okay. And that's what I intend to bring you here today. If there's no questions, all good. We'll just hang out for a while and I'll talk a little while more. Just so you know, I do channel the higher self. This show is called Ask Me Anything. If you just hopped on, thank you for being here. Often I might use the Osho Zen Tarot or some angel cards, but ultimately it is an intuitive channeled event that takes place between all of us and higher self. And here's the idea with that higher self meditation, is that, it's not special. It's nothing special to be able to connect with your higher self. It is natural and it is automatic, and you may already be doing it and just kind of unclear about navigating, right, the voices in your head, or the feelings that you get about inclinations, impressions, intuitions, and such. And so a lot of it is learning how to trust yourself, learning how to trust yourself, right? Learning about your intuition, learning how to trust yourself, which comes down to, are you lying to yourself in your life in general? In general. And it sounds pretty like crass, or maybe it doesn't, I don't know, but it's the truth. If you lie, and you allow yourself to, just continually lie about all sorts of stuff, that you're happy in your relationship, at work, that the amount of money you're getting paid is enough for your time, or whatever it is, all sorts of things. Excuse me. This is going to make it very difficult to have a clear connection with higher self, because higher self is all about the truth with a capital T. Pardon me. So the clearer you get with you is actually you frequency matching your higher self. And what is higher self? Higher self is, we did a show on this, which I'll put a link here later on YouTube. Higher self is the voice for God. Or if you're not down with God, if that word gives you a knee-jerk reaction, it's the voice of your Jiminy Cricket. I have a little free ebook when you sign up at my website, links at my link tree, at my bio page. And later I'll come back and I'll put them here on YouTube. When you sign up for my monthly love letter, you get a free copy. It's just this little ebook, and it's the basics about how to, understand this aspect of connecting with higher self, or even what higher self is. And I see there's a question. Wonderful. I will read your comment here in a moment. And so understanding that higher self, though, is always has your back. It's the part of you that is out for your good, that is nudging you, encouraging you to take chances, to make choices in the way that serves, let's come back to that idea of destiny, that serve you coming into your power so that you can rise to the occasion and be and embody the frequency that you would get to be in order to bridge those realities that are your truth in your heart, or that are your true lessons, your true karmas, the things that are your mission, your purpose, your sense of calling in this life. Now, again, as I said, we can throw all those out the window and start from scratch and redraft everything all the time. Matters 717 blessings. Thank you for being here. I need help in taking first step in trauma healing. Oh, thank you everyone for hopping on. Blessings for being here. Thank you, family. First steps in trauma healing. Well, I do personally just want to say, that's a really big deal just to even reach out and say that much. So love and light to you. Trauma is a big one. It's a big one. And I'm going to speak from myself first, and then we'll enter into the rose quartz crystalline cave and see what higher self is going to offer for you. Trauma is rooted in memory. Okay. The replay of memory, the replay of the past and those things that have happened in the past. There's the sirens outside, and the reoccurring memory as it resides in your cells, as it resides in the Akashic records, in regard to then how those records are replaying in your etheric body. So off the bat, from me to you, there's a sense of, obviously, right, there's the heart, there's the healing in the heart, the forgiveness, the aspect of working towards healing the physical, if there's any physical aspect of the body that was involved. And, forgiveness yourself and others, if it's the other or the other people. And really the root system, though, of a lot of trauma when I work with people is there's one specific memory. And that memory serves as the linchpin that holds all the other aspects that create that wall of fear, that aspect that freezes one in trauma where you're stuck. And so it's about allowing yourself to feel everything that you feel, knowing that it's valid. Okay. And also then starting to get into those visions, those memories, those fractal aspects through what words, what scenarios. And it's just memory. Yeah. The memories that keep playing. When I work with folks with PTSD, and I'll just tell you this on the side again, we'll do cards and stuff, but because this is such a big one, and I appreciate that you even have the courage to even just say that, to just put that question out there. Often what'll happen is is that we'll go back into that memory, that main memory, and maybe that isn't it for you. Maybe there's several, right? So there can be a string, but often there's one linchpin memory, and we'll do a guided meditation to go into, and then to bring the client to relive the memory. And when it comes to the part of the memory that brings the most trauma, that holds the most pain, the most power over them, the invitation is, while we're walking back in time through that memory on that timeline in the Akashic, is that they rewire a new memory by recreating that memory in their mind. Okay. And they see it through to a different ending, to an ending that they would have that is more aligned in the positive. Okay. So just so you know, everyone, I do this work. I do spiritual counseling. I've been doing all this stuff for over 20 years. All the links to my services page are at the link tree. Again, later, I'll put the links at my YouTube here and at the bio page for anyone that may be guided or want to inquire. And I do a free consultation, a free 20-minute consultation, and I do series and stuff. So if you have any questions, let me know or check it out. So let's get into this. Okay, so we already have some that have fallen. So about trauma, about your question specifically, and as we tap into higher self. So matters. Whew, that throat chakra is really, really clearing out this morning. So as we come together, family, we drop into the heart, the one heart that connects us all. And from this heart space, we are gathered in the rose quartz crystalline cave. This is a sacred space where we come together in community as a collective through the higher realms to do this work. And so we thank this sacred space. We call in all of our angels and guides, a higher self, to be that clear voice, to gift us clear visions and impressions. And for the highest good of all, we thank you, our angels, our guides, higher self. Okay. And just so you know, I'm not sure how the lighting might be. There you go. It's a piece of rose quartz. And often when I do group guided meditations and whatnot, there will be an entrance into that sacred space so that we're not doing that work in my living room. So for anyone else that might serve to, just be creative or get a little intuitive with how you can hold space for others if you're facilitating workshops and whatnot on Zoom and having clients online. So what's coming up in these cards? There's a lot here. There's a lot here. So traveling, this really does speak to that aspect of revisiting. This is what I'm getting with this card. The light is a little glary. It's revisiting the past. On this card, it's really tiny, but there's a person. There's a big mountain here, right? And there's this person traveling way up the hill, and they're just tiny little dot. And the card, it speaks to that old-fashioned aspect of it's not the journey, it's the destination. And to understand that only you can do this for yourself, which there's a sense that you already know that, you're aware of this, doesn't mean you can't ask for help along the way. You are already en route. Higher self is saying you're halfway there, whatever that means to you, you are halfway there. The work or the awareness, your availability to be healed from this, they're saying is 50%. So there's another half that's like ready to come unearthed. They're saying unchunked. It feels like it's got some roots. And isn't that interesting? Because just as I'm getting this roots and I'm seeing this tree, there's these two. I'm going to show you these two. And I'll show you the other ones. There's these two cards. This first one, experiencing, which is this divine woman with a magical technicolor set of robes on under her robe. And she's connecting with the elements of nature. She's connecting with the wisdom of this tree. And at the same time, there is the growth of this courage, this seed that is deciding to be courageous and to lift itself from the stone slabs of the sidewalk. A seed can stay a seed for a millennia, for like 1,000 years. A seed can just be a chill. And then given the right conditions, it's like, oh, we have a tomato, or, oh, we have a dandelion, or, oh, whatever it might be. So there's a sense, higher self is saying, this has been a long time coming. It is time to heal now. Be gentle on yourself. They're saying, I don't know why I'm questioning it. I practice in not questioning it. They're saying to have showers with eucalyptus oil. Something about, and maybe is this what I'm feeling, there's something about this, a congestion. It's the heart. It's the throat chakra. It's the space between your heart and the throat, wanting to open up, needing, and I use need mindfully, but it's like your energy body is saying, it's saying she needs to open this up. There's a pathway from your heart to your throat. And it actually goes through the throat to the third eye and out the crown. And it's called your faith line. And that's where courage comes in, because courage stems, that yellow, from your third chakra. And having the ability to be good with who you are, with being here in this body, and with being confident in your sense of center and moving forward from your truth in the world, in the third dimension, requires a lot of courage, right? And there's this sense of, as this activates, because if there's been trauma, there's a lot of sense that the chakras in general have been shut down. And next week's show, everyone, I'm going to do it's been a topic that's been come up for a while. And so I'm going to do the all the colors turned on, where we're going to talk about having all your chakras turned on and your colors turned on. And so there's a sense that when trauma happens, the chakras, the main chakra that is most affected, shuts down. And then those neighboring chakras then are affected. And as those are affected, then the other neighboring chakras are affected. And then all of a sudden there's like a little wobbly, and we do our best to get along. But sometimes you can tell when someone's at the supermarket or walking around and they have trauma, if you're very sensitive, if they're, and most people can probably tell because it's just about a lot of body language with the energy. But there's a moving out of a victim that higher self is encouraging you to do. There's a moving out of victim, using the courage that you've garnered up to this point to move into your heart, to blazonly forgive yourself, forgive them, so that it can be alchemated in the heart center. And that arrow, then that fire, that pilot light that lights up in your heart, creates an arrow of energy that then shoots up and opens the throat, opens your third eye. So you begin to see things in a different way. You only begin to see things in a different way, and I speak for all of us, when we start saying things in a different way, when we start thinking things in a different way, right? Doesn't that make sense in a way? Okay, that there gets to be a reconfiguration now from your very center that is so different, that is so moving a big rock out of the way, that is so you saying, I'm claiming my power now, I'm making this change, I'm creating this healing now, that energy activates in the heart and creates, by way of its own nature, the piercing of the veils. And so your ability to speak about what has hurt you is what is going to help clear and cleanse. Now, this is a card of sorrow, and the story behind this card is that this is one of the Buddha's monks. And when the Buddha actually died, Gautama Buddha, that his disciples, were, they're monks. So there's a certain element of not showing too much emotion, but at the same time, to freely show your emotion. And this monk, the story in that card is that the monk is crying, and his brother monk says, what are you crying for? I know Buddha's dead, but it's all illusion anyway. Emptiness, 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 nothing, 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 no thinking. And the fellow monk goes, I know I'm not crying for Buddha, I'm crying for me. And that's the story about the card. And so it's time to let the watershed open. As a walking in the victim moccasins, it takes such an amazing amount of power to suck it up. And believe me, I know, because I walked as a victim for probably 40 plus years of my life, up until like not too long ago, until I was like, enough. And it's trauma, and it's healing, it's forgiving. That's all it is. It was all those grievances that walked with me, that when I finally decided enough is enough, that's when I was able to start speaking in new tongues, thinking in new ways about my life, about my wellness, my healing, my sovereignty, my abilities, my vision about what was possible for my future started to change. And so this is a huge one for you that is going to require you to be brutally brutal. That was me. That's going to require you to be honest with yourself to a T. Being silent in nature is going to help ground your energy if you ever feel frazzled, disoriented, out of alignment. that aspect of the chakras kind of feeling wacky or something, barefoot in the park, literally sitting, leaning against a tree, hugging a tree, holding a tree, putting your hand, something, doing your gardening, repotting your plants at home. There's this divine exchange that happens that brings you into a space of silence that allows you to get a download that will be an aha for you. So there's something powerful here, because what you're on the verge on, earlier I was getting this 50%, but this is where you're at. You're no longer sleeping. There's a figure here in the very bottom, face up, and they are sleeping. Yet here comes the awakening. Here comes the phoenix rising from the ashes, which is what you're doing. You are awakening. And it's a time, that card signifies a time to break the chains of old limitations, to see things as you have never seen them before, to be open to seeing things differently, to cut through your illusions with the sword of your clarity. Again, no more lying to ourselves. And I say this to all of us. No more lying to ourselves. Even a client the other night said, and of course, I'm not going to say the name, but there's a skin issue. And I've known this person for a very long time, done work with them for a very long time. And there's a reoccurring skin issue. And I had this download, and I, said, can I offer this to you? And there was a sense of this person getting into relationships and not being honest with themselves about certain aspects, even if it's like moving in with someone and they really don't want to move in, but they move in, and then they have this irritation skin thing, or, so there's just the idea about it, but that this was a reoccurring theme for this individual. And why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because, why am I telling you this? I'm telling you this because often there's answers, there's things that are right in front of us that are very obvious, that we've been going through cycles and patterns that have been telling us things about ourselves that we get to be very, very honest with ourselves at. And that's what you're being called to. Higher self is saying, be extremely honest with yourself. Be extremely honest with yourself, because this is what your truth is that oneness, is that unity, is that complete healing and wholeness. That's the blueprint that you're coming back to, is the zero, is to have a full recognition of your feelings, of your honoring of your healing process, and at the same time, completing it. So let's just finish with one little angel card, and we'll see if there's any other questions. If you're on YouTube, feel free to leave your question in the comments, or here on Instagram in the comments. So let's see for you with regards to this trauma. Sisterhood, brotherhood. So doesn't that speak to the, I might be backwards, I'm not sure. It comes up in a different way on Instagram and on YouTube. I want clarity on that, but also that speaks to that we are the world, that last card with everyone holding hands and standing in a circle. So brotherhood, sisterhood, are there family members that are involved in this? Are there friends that are close like family that you can lean on and to gain, have a sacred space to gain a sweet reflection? Birth. Ooh, birth. Okay, yeah, you are being prepared. You are being prepared. This has to happen, though. This healing has to happen in order for this birth to happen. Oh, 2. Grace and enthusiasm. Grace and enthusiasm. So don't lose sight. Even when it gets hard and you're in between a rock and a hard place and really feeling all the pain of the past, know that that's your power. That is what you've initiated for yourself. Remember, we were talking about destiny as a means to remember your full self, your full power and authority. And so under grace, may you go, and blessings to you. And thank you for your question. So again, if you're just hopping on, blessings and welcome. Self-Centered Canada. Bella Stefani's here as well. Blessings, family. If you're just joining, oh, blessings. Oh, wow. Some folks who aren't usually here. Good morning, everyone. Good day. Good blessings. Oh, thank you. Okay, so I pray that serves you. Gotta go, but we'll catch up. Okay, Will, thank you. So yeah, Will was just here with me, and on Monday, April 26th at 6 p.m., I'm going to be doing a guided connect / meet your higher self guided meditation on Instagram Live, and it's going to be by donation. So if you're on YouTube and you want to join, follow me at Instagram. Tuesday May Thomas is the name. But before that, excuse me, from 5:30, this is Pacific Standard Time and California time. Before that, myself and Will are going to go live on Instagram 5:30 to 6 and share a guided bija mantra chanting meditation. So that's going to be so juicy and give us some nice vibratory frequencies to warm up with. So I'd love to join, and I will be posting to remind you all. When in doubt, okay, so self-senator. See, how do I do that, girl? Maybe you're like, girl, you're a senator, okay? Self-centered Canada. When I don't speak up, my throat hurt. Yeah, right? When I see things and ignore it, my eye get rashes around them, and doesn't that happen? It's like seeing bad things. It's like our own internal sensitivities and drives will guide us into what's for us and what's not for us. Like, even though I do a lot of work in the hell realms energetically with people and we'll just say with some really awful and gory details with folks healing aspects of their life. And that's actually, I'm a master in those zones. Why am I telling you this again? Yes. Okay. So that's like, right. So that's all that energetically, right? And in those other realms. Yet here, if someone's going to and I throw knives and stuff, yet here, if someone's going to slice something in a movie, I'm like, oh, don't look, or I'm like, change, or pause, or turn the, I can't, even on YouTube, I'm like, oh, too weird. I just won't. Although I did post something in stories today where the guy got his head chopped off. It's a good Kung Fu movie. You see, there's a difference. It doesn't make any sense. No, it doesn't. But what I'm offering Self-Centered Canada is that I feel you, because I guess the point that where I was going is that our body will show us what's for us, what is in resonance, and what the body's like, no, right? And what is where they're showing us otherwise, like pay attention, by offering those little nuggets of wisdom to our physical body self. Okay. Hello from California. Oh, blessings. Okay. You're very welcome. The metaphysics is being expressed physically because we are here in the physical realm. Yes. All right, my friends, if there's no more questions, there's folks here, we hanging out, but I don't know, honey, if there ain't no questions. We'll hang out for a little while longer, and we'll see if there's any other questions that hop in. And yeah, if you're new, this might seem odd, but or maybe not, I don't know. Don't need to judge it, but it's every 4 or 6 or so weeks, I'm guided to sit and share this Ask Me Anything show as a part of the 4D Trinity, my little weekly live streams, and to offer guidance and counsel by way of channeling your higher self for the highest good, for your spiritual growth, and as you navigate a sense of spiritual sovereignty in this world, right? Coming into a greater expanse of self-love. What did you answer my question left on the post? Oh, Bella, you left a question, honey? You know what? I don't see your question here. I don't see your question, Bella Stefani. I don't see it here. I see that you joined. You want to type it in again? Wait, did you answer my question left on post? Oh, there's a question here on YouTube. No, but that's someone else. Oh, here we go. Okay, here she is. Okay, and then Senator. Oh my God. Self-Centered Canada. And then we have Nezzy on YouTube. Okay, so Bella Stefani, what can I expect for this golf internship I am waiting for? What can I expect for this golf internship I'm waiting for? So right away, they're like, fun. They're like capital F dot, capital U dot, capital N dot, fun. They're saying it's time for you to have fun. And they're saying, get out of your own way, and it's okay to have fun. And I'm being shown this picture from that movie. That movie, What the Bleep Do We Know? And there's a scene at the end where the girl is coming into her power, and all those old little tar body niggling thoughts and limiting fears and notions and stuff kind of are gathering at her feet. I think she's being asked to dance with a cute guy or something at the end of the movie. And she's at that wedding. Oh, she's the photographer at the wedding. And the guy asks her to dance, and she's all, telling her, whatever her limiting notions are coming into her mind. And they're gathering at her feet as she kicks her legs, and kicks those little suckers off in a way. And so anyway, I'm being shown that there's been in whatever recent experience you have been through, there still requires a completion and a healing. Yes, this has to do with golf. With the internship, because it's the energy you're going to take there that is going to be the energy that you're going to receive back. And so there's the sense of there's still some completion required with this most recent healing journey you've been on, and you're going to have fun, they're saying, yet to have the most high free fun, to really feel free in it, and to allow the perfect divine connections that will be ordained to be there for your path in so many other ways, just simply because you're guided to be there. Those other people will be there. Yet in order to have the maximally amplified amount of potential and possibility at play for you in that environment, what you get to do is think about, bring about, meditate on. What I'm seeing is the aura, and I'm seeing to close it up. Let's just do it now. You're a student of mine. Can we do it now, real quick? Can we do it now? And hey, Kenny Six, blessings, everyone. Love, let me know if you want to do it now, and then we'll do it for anyone else who is guided, because there is a sense that there's some, yes, okay. So let's just take a moment, everyone. So there's a sense that there's some holes or some cracks in the aura. And so for anyone, this will just be a minute, if even that. So we'll take a moment and close the eyes. Drop right into your heart center. Look at your aura. Gaze with your third eye and notice where you see any holes like Swiss cheese, where you see any cracks or fissures, openings, where energy that may be unwanted can get in. And just bring your awareness there. Don't freak out about it. Just bring your awareness there. You're going to imagine what God, source, love, light is, feels, looks like to us. And we're going to breathe through the nose, breathe that energy in through your crown into your heart. Hold it a moment, and out through your mouth, you're going to exhale golden light, filling up all those cracks. Just see them fill up, see them fill up. You don't do it, just let the light do it, do it, do it, do it. Just do it. It's happening. 2 more. Breathing light into the heart from source. Through the mouth. Letting all those, any little gaps, any holes being filled up with this golden light, sealing, 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 and 1 more. Okay, now let it set a moment. 3, 2, 1, done. Good, 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 good. Okay, thank you. That was for all of us. So now let's pull some cards for you. They were like, it's going to be fun. Yet they kept showing me this. It's insecurities that have no place. They were showing me those little guys that you're like kicking off from your feet. Those are insecurities that have no place in your path at this time, yet because in a bubble of light, the past incident that is still seeking completion and healing, but now that you did that little exercise, now it's like you're not leaking that energy and walking with that leaky energy from that situation. Now it's contained, and you can work on it from that contained condition, instead of it being kind of open and leaking energy and letting weird stuff in that can distract you and confuse you. But it's all for your highest good. And now that this is in place, again, even more of the right people, they're saying, even more of the right circumstances is going to come to you. They're saying you're going to move up the ranks very quickly. You might only be there 2 weeks or 2 months. Okay, which is interesting because I'm getting cards that are counter to what I'm downloading. So let's see for clarity on these cards, please, higher self. Okay, this is very interesting. So this recent situation is bigger than you realize. And I know you're asking about the golf internship. Yet the higher self is like, you got to take care of this business. You got to take care of this business. Now they want me to shuffle. Ooh, girl, we're doing a Vegas shuffle. You know it's serious. You know it's serious when they're like, shuffle. Okay, wait. So we got these, which are confusing to me, which make me think, confusing in the sense that because it's counter to what is channeling through. So there's guilt. There's the outsider. But these are all, you know what? No, I know what these are. Okay, now I'm getting it. And then a sorrow card again. But all those are the versions of self that will be walking if you decide to go back. If you decide to enter this internship as that version that you were, like just even last week, it's not going to be the same. So this is really powerful because what I'm seeing, oh, this is beautiful. What I'm seeing is the complete releasing, allowing yourself to use those energies. This is the card that is a card of suppression. You know, you can only push things down so long until it's going to rebound inside of you. So like anger, right? There's only so much anger we can push down until it becomes like a boil or acne or, you know, something else. You can look into Louise Hayes's, and I'm talking just for all of us, Louise Hayes's Metaphysics, Heal Your Body, where she has the ailment, the probable cause, and then the positive affirmation of how to heal it. But there's a sense of this rebounding now of what was once suppressed is now going to be given the opportunity to be alchemated. So this internship, the opportunities that are going to arise are going to give you a really powerful invitation to mature, to be responsible and to have responsibilities and to act with a level of maturity that you have not before. Like I'm getting, I feel like it's like they're going to see you. You know what I get? They're going to see you and they're going to recognize you and they're going to be like, oh, she can't be just doing this job. We need to put her here. And then they're going to be like, wait, she can't just be doing this job. We need to do it. And it's just these, it's going to move you around a lot. And you're going to meet then many different people in many different circles that may or may not have anything to do with golf, but that's going to serve your path of healing, of growth and ascension. So this is you. This is love. This is how you are ultimately going to be there. You're going to be in your beautiful, bright, see this aura, contained. So that's what they want you to think about when you go to work there, when you go to do that internship though, is contain yourself. And even if it's literally like pausing for 3 to 5 seconds before you go through the doorways or when you're on the bus or however you get there in your car, whatever, and you just see that, you do those 3 breaths, the golden, fill the cracks up with light or affirm it, whatever it is to you, boom, and you go in. They want you to think about that, keep that energy with you as you move into that space. Okay, so that's going to keep you out, like a mini meditation, because that's going to keep you away from being distracted from all those thoughts in the mind that could go otherwise. There's something big here. I feel like there's something big here that they're not telling me. But yeah, they want you to stay calibrated. They want you to stay in your heart, and they want you to stay calibrated in spirit with your third eye awakened so that you can see and sense and be present. So this is, this is more than a golf internship. They're not telling me though. So past lives. So this is juicy. There's people here that are waiting for you. There's people here that know you. That's what I was getting earlier. Like there's like, you will be welcomed. You're going to have fun. You're going to be recognized. You're going to be seen. It's going to be like, oh yeah, here's our girl. Oh, we got to put her over here. Oh, she's good at this. Like they're going to see you and lift you up in spirit. And there's this Really, really powerful connection there. Someone is going to see you, and they're not only going to be seen by many others, but this friendliness card speaks to someone is going to, okay, I'm hearing you're going to be taken under the wing. I'm hearing sponsorship, apprenticeship, something ship. So on top of your internship, there's going to be another ship, another ship to sail, another ship to set sail. Or at least there'll be opportunity. And what you do with it then is up to you. And it gives rise to this ability going beyond illusion. This ability to go beyond illusion is staying in that third eye, is staying in the heart center. Okay, so I'm getting there's going to be some players and just tricksters, nothing you haven't dealt with before, Bella Stefani. There's going to be some of that energy, but as long as you stay in third eye and heart, and I think that's why as well they want you to keep your aura just like contained and like when you go in there, so that you can have fun and navigate and be light and be aware, sharp as a mofo at the same time. This person is going to have your back. I mean, you got your back. There's no weird stuff going on there, but there's big ego. There's big ego energy, and people are like, I can help you out, kid. And there's going to be stories and people wanting to take you, more than just this one person wanting to take you under their wing in a way. And but there's going to be one person that's going to be golden, and they'll be like, yeah, look out for so and so. They think they're, and they'll kind of help you. They're solid, you know what I mean? Like they're grounded, they're clear, and they'll help you navigate any trickster energy there. But that's really powerful. So again, the main thing seems like keeping your aura, right, in that contained. I'm getting the word shield, but that may be not the correct word. Choose a word that serves you. So they're telling me to vision, vision, vision. This is your vision. Okay. So you have vision and transmutation. Transmutation. So your ability to go into this facility, into this environment as your higher self, plugged in as your higher self, is going to naturally, on behalf of you, help to transmute those lower energies. Yeah, they're saying just don't go in there with the past. That's it. That's the main thing. And look, just as I was shuffling trust, don't go in there with the past. Don't go in there with the past at all. That stuff, whatever just happened. No, you get to be fully present and submerged in the moment. So it's a very spiritual kind of a practice for you going into this internship, a lot more than just what it might be on paper. I pray that serves you. I pray that serves you. And thank you for your question, Bella Stefani. Okay. Big like a golf tournament win, heel boo, and get big wins ahead. That's so cute. Yeah. Nice. Okay. Sending you all the real deal heal vibes. That's so lovely. I find my third eye vision non-existent. It used to come and go, but now it's just not here. Do you meditate daily? You're very welcome, Bella Stefani. Meditating. Meditate, 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 meditate. So Self-Centered Canada, I'm going to hop over to YouTube and then I'm going to come back to you. Let's have a look here. Nezzy. Hi, Mary. Hi, my name is Tuesday, but you can call me Mary for now. Do you have any suggestions as to how to cope with toxic, narcissistic mother? I also feel as though I am going through the dark night of the soul. That's a lot. That's a lot, honey. Okay. Let's see what higher self has to offer for you. You know, a lot of what was shared in the beginning here, or just recently here with Bella Stefani, and a little bit at the beginning of this live stream, was speaking about that aspect of destiny and how we choose our family, or we choose our lessons, our karmas and stuff. And there's a sense of, inviting you to be in consideration of that. Your pain is your power. The lessons and the karmas here are not for no reason. They are here to serve you and being and becoming and remembering who you are without that pain, who you are without that pain. So the first thing they are inviting you to do is to shrink your mother down from your heart center. So drop into your heart center, and from your heart space, which means as your higher self, you now embodying your higher self, which means everything you do is done for the highest good, not out of regret, not out of revenge or hate or anger or anything like that, but just dropping into the heart. And from your heart center, see your mother. This goes for any of us that have this similar issue. See your mother, shrink her down to the size of a pea. Not harming anyone, just shrinking her down to the size of a pea. And then once you get her down to the size of a pea, shrink her down to the size of a piece of rice. And then imagine shrinking her down even smaller into the tiniest, tiniest particle, the tiniest atom that maybe you can see in your third eye vision with your heart, but maybe it's just a little fleck of light. And when your mother has been shrunk down to that little fleck of light, then invite her into your heart center, the very center of your heart chakra, the center of your chest. Breathe her in, place her in, just see that little fleck coming into your heart. And then just take a breath in and out. So that's step one, right? Is bringing her in, and so that you can get a sense of what you're working with. When it's outside of us, when people, places, or things, when we're working on healing those dynamics and those people, places, and things are kept outside of us, which is how they were showing me that your mother was, you had her outside of you, which of course, if there's all these themes going on, you don't want her probably close energetically. That's understood. Yet on another level, energetically, the truth is love, and love is what is ultimately going to heal. And by taking the personality and shrinking this person down in such a way till they're that little fractal aspect of light, and placing that light in your heart is going to allow a new clear space to work from. I see you've written here, my apologies for the misunderstanding for your name. It's okay. It happens. A lot of people don't think my name is Tuesday, even when I introduce myself as Tuesday. So yeah, okay. So now if you did that exercise, or if you do it later, right? So now your mother is a part of you. Now there's an energetic, like, okay, allowing. And so now even just that, she will not have as much power energetically over you in your minds and your thoughts, in your minds. Yeah, in your minds, in all the dimensions, through all time, space. But in all of your thoughts, right? And all of the past thoughts and all the memories that walk with you, and the reasons why, much like one of our first questions about trauma, the reasons why this continues to cycle is because there are very specific things that your mother did that you have attachments to, that get to, those attachments are the aspects that get to be healed and solved. And allow yourself to know what has happened to you in the past, and to acknowledge all of it, all of your pain. Even if you hate her, all of your hate or all of your shame or whatever it is, to acknowledge all of it, to let yourself have all the feelings you have about it, and to feel them all. That's part of a conscious meditation, is to let yourself feel them all as well. Whether it's the tears, whether it's the anger. I mean, just yesterday I was in the car, and anybody maybe looking at me from the side would not think I'm Reiki master, spiritual, blah, blah, whatever all that stuff is supposed to be, kind of a person. Because I was literally on the dashboard, screaming high holy fucks, and slamming the dashboard with my hand in my fist, and cursing like a motherfucker, and with a lot of rage towards my mother. And so, but then it was there, and it was 30 seconds of like, just get it all out, and pounding and pounding and pounding. And then it was like, Whew. It was like, okay, whew, got that out. So, there's the sense of letting yourself feel everything so it doesn't fester. When it festers, it becomes distorted, and then it gains even more momentum and power over you. And then the focus of being able to see things with clarity from the lens of love, from the lens of the heart and the third eye, becomes distorted. And then you're back in the matrix, just fighting with memories. You're just fighting with the past, with who, she should have been, with who you could have been, and with how things should have been, or, just all that stuff, all those paradigms. And so just letting things be what they were, letting all your feelings be validated by yourself, no one else, but by yourself. And that's like another step one. And they're saying, understand that she's not you. Understand that she's not you. And if she's going to be a certain way, that's on her dime. That's her karma, and that's up to her. And so what you get to work on, they're saying, is your triggers to how she is, which are rooted in judging, right? In judgment. And so we're getting into the deep metaphysical layers about this stuff, because these are the hidden realms. This is the invisible realm. And if it resonates, if it doesn't, for the highest good, I'm channeling what I get here. And so I pray it serves you, Nezi. When you uncover this stuff, though, what is it there? It's that, oh, I'm judging my mother for being this way. I'm judging her for saying that, or for treating me like this when I was a kid, or for not being more like that as I was growing up, or whatever the dynamics are. But these judgments hold very firmly in place the structures of who that woman was then. And she's not who she is now, is not who she was then. Now, that maybe, I don't know, there could be a mental imbalance. And so maybe there's a sense of like, no, she's always like that, right? I have friends that are working in mother energy like that. It's like, yeah, you could get a high and a low, but she's always cray, like is what one of my girlfriends says. So there's varying dynamics, in a sensitive level, to be aware of what you're working with, but ultimately to understand what is your energy and what is hers. And primarily to be able to navigate that is to understand what you judge and what you have a lot of triggers on about her is what's actually letting her energy come into you, into your aura, in the way that's not that little fleck of light, but that's the mother, that's that person, that's that BITCH, if you call her that, that's that, whatever all those polarized notions can be. And once you work on your side, as one of my teachers would always say, on your side of the court, like a tennis court, forget about her, work on you. And what are the things that she does or she says that you're just like, oh, that just fuel you and get you so frustrated, or that make you react and respond. That's your work. On one level, is to dismantle those triggers that set you up for getting pissed at her and forgiving her, because every time you get pissed at her, she gets part of your energy, you see. And that energy is yours. It's for you. And it doesn't mean you can't have feelings and emotions and get pissed off from time to time, or, all that sort of stuff. Yet, if it becomes a thing where they're just, where it's a thing that's constantly on your mind, then they're in there. Right? And they're just bugging you constantly, and they're not even around. They live 200 miles away, but they're bugging you. That's what we get to dismantle. I do need to keep an eye on the time. I know these are, oh, shoot. Okay. These are only an hour long. So, Nezi, forgiveness of your mother, forgiveness of yourself, managing those triggers, being aware where you give her your power, and rewriting your reactions. So consciously paying attention, doing the work on where you have the tendency to give your power away by judging her, or reacting or responding, even if it's from a million miles away and just in a text or a message she leaves you, the energy that you might want to be like, she's such a fucking narcissist, or whatever the things that you would respond with, that's giving your energy away. So you get to zip it and you get to erase it. Whatever tendency that comes up for you, erase it and place love there. And it might sound fluffy, but this is an aspect of metaphysics. And there's a lot of different ways you can do this, right? But energetically, you're erasing the way that she can get into you. Because every time you respond, that's another trigger. That's another opening in your aura. That's another way that she can get in there, right? And you don't want her in there. If she's going to be in there at all, she's that little fleck of love and light, right? Sourced from God. That's how she's going to be in here, in your heart, in the center of your heart, not as this mad woman driving you crazy in your mind. And so dismantling, rewriting, anytime she comes up in your mind and it's like, oh, and even if there's no phone call, no text, erase that thought, that vision, that thing, that whatever, and place love there. The word love, the feeling of love, white light love, however you feel it, and let love regrow a new synaptic cord for you internally in how you respond and react, which you'll begin to feel and sense that like right away when you have the courage, right, and the fortitude. You know, you have to initiate these tools. It's going to end here on Instagram. I'm so sorry, Self-Centered Canada. I did not, yeah, girl, the people, we did not get to your question. And I'm sorry, Nezzy, one moment. I think it's going to end here on Insta. I'm so sorry, loves. Sending you all the real deal love. Okay. I think you were asking a question. I just want to see. Squats. So many questions, so little time. See you soon. Okay, blessings. Blessings. There it goes. There it goes. It was gone. I'm sorry, Self-Senator Canada. Senator. There I am calling her a senator again. But Nezzy, I pray that serves you. Let me just check in with you in your comments. Okay, it's resonating. Good, good. Yeah, yeah. You know, this stuff is deep, right? And there's only so many, there's only so many rounds of that stuff with mother, right? Or with close family members that we go through as we awaken spiritually until we realize like that this is actually the nectar of my healing. And what I'll offer you is that as you do continue to heal your life and your path, Nezzy, with your mother, the amount of freedom and liberation that will be bestowed to you will be like nothing you've ever experienced, to be able to be in the world and not of it, and to be free of the dredge, of the heaviness, of the baggage, of that stuff that the mother, right, may generally just bridge to your experience. That will slowly start to dissolve. And as you continue to place love there, instead of just those triggers or the ongoing words or those reactions, that love for her highest good in all the ways that she is ready to attune with that frequency, that will meet her there. We know force of will, and we're not forcing her to change or trying to do this for her to change. Yet by way, that's the way the universe works here, by way of you honoring and doing your work on your side of the court and placing love, the love will be there for her to venture when she's ready for the highest good. I pray that serves you. They are asking me to do one little card for you. Dark Night of the Soul. You know, I'm all, go to my services page, check it out, see if you want to talk to me. 20-minute free consultation for my services. Dark Night of the Soul. I mean, that's a big one. But you know what? I'm getting, the mother is a very big part of that. Is a very big part of that. Healing the mother is a very big part of that. Spontaneity and honesty. And isn't that what we were saying earlier in the show is, and again, I'm not sure if these read forwards or backwards here on YouTube, but it's that spontaneity. Yeah. And honesty, being honest with yourself. So at the beginning of the show, we were talking about, stop lying to yourself. Be honest with yourself. And this is layers, in working with the mother energies. This could be, I mean, I've been working with my mother energies since I was 13. I'm 49, and it goes on, right? But it gets easier as we do the work and we spiral around with it. Be absolutely honest with yourself as your awakening happens in regard and relationship with your mother, and honest about what you bring to the table, and honest about how much what you bring to the table fuels your uncomfortability. And as you take responsibility in that mature way, on that spiritual level, for what you bring to the table in that relationship, just by way of nature, just by way of the Most High, you're going to come into your power. But there was another thing they wanted to say, just by way of that. It's funny, the cliffhanger, right? Well, they're saying it's going to change everything. You healing your relationship with your mother is going to change everything. Spontaneous healing is yours. That's very powerful, which means that a lot of your stuff, as we heal, remember I was talking about those spirals, right? As we go through these layers of healing with individuals, especially close family like mothers and fathers and whatnot, it's dredgy, it's deep, it's this dark stuff in there. But we do our healing work sincerely and as best as we can, mindfully, and doing our practices, sweeping under the rug, getting into the dojo. We clear, we ride the wave, and then, that comes back again. We get the opportunity to be more and more honest. And what I'm getting now, what higher self is saying in closing, is that the layers of healing you've done with regard to this up to this time, now you're entering this next level of healing with your mother, is that as you move with integrity through, I'm seeing like this portal, through this next portal of healing with your mother on your side, and doesn't mean you won't be doing work with her, exchanging, but they're saying that you will be lifted. There it goes again. Isn't that funny? You're going through the portal. It's about honesty. Oh, spontaneous healing. That's it. That because of the work, I've seen like pancakes, like they've stacked up all of this work you've done consciously in regard to your mother. And this next, it's like the slam dunk, shooting the hoop. It's like this next rung that you're going to do. What I'm seeing is that this has the potential to actually disappear all those pancakes, for you to have a level of spontaneous healing that's just like, bam, and like where everything just gets rewired, dissolved, and redistributed, right, into your awakening and your awareness, which might kind of leave you a little feeling a little fuzzy or a little ungrounded for a moment, because there's a lot of old structures on judging the mother that have made you think you are who you are in juxtaposition to that. So there's this, believe me, we all go through it when we go deep with the mother. I've been through it, that those ego structures come crashing down. But ultimately, those layers then come off again so that you can see who you are more honestly. Be and embody that, so you don't have to have those shields, right? With a mother who's a narcissist and all that stuff, like often there's shields that we build and we walk with because we don't want to take that shit, and we don't want to see it, or we don't want to deal with it. And so there's a level of unshielding through your honest participation in this next level of healing with your mother that creates the conditions for a spontaneous healing. I don't know if that means you're going to go running through fields of lavender together, holding hands after that. But for you, your peace of mind, your peace and your sense of power and center will then be redistributed and activated for its highest good, because you won't have her renting out space and spaces in your aura through all time, space, and dimensions. So I pray that serves you. And for anyone else watching, please feel free. Okay, you're very welcome. You're very welcome. So for anyone else watching, thank you for being here. I pray that these messages serve our dear family and community. Next week on 4D Trinity here, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time, I'll be doing our show titled, what's it called? All the Colors Turned On, where we'll be talking about the chakras and being turned on multidimensionally through them. So thank you everyone for being here. So many blessings, so much love and light. Feel free to go to, I'll come back here later and put my links, but they are at my Instagram, Tuesday May Thomas, for all of my offerings, for my services. You can join my website and sign up for my monthly love letter, and you're here already at YouTube, follow on Instagram. And again, Monday, April 26th, I'll be doing a guided higher self connect with your a guided meditation, connect with your higher self. And that's going to be Instagram live by donation. And a half an hour before that, 5:30 to 6 p.m., again, Pacific Standard Time, myself and Will, a dear friend, are going to be facilitating the Bija mantras that you can all chant along with us and enjoy. So thank you, everyone. Again, I'll see you next week. Blessings and namaste.